Yo, what's up, Clipzy fam? Get ready for a speed run through the wildest headlines. First up, Nick Cannon is dropping truth bombs about his 12 kids, revealing a surprising reason behind his large family. You won't believe what he had to say. Next, we're heading overseas, where Pussy Riot members have been sentenced to prison in absentia over their powerful anti-war performances. This is a story about art, protest, and the fight for freedom. Then, we're heading to the Emmys with John Oliver, who's revealing the hilarious and unexpected reason he kept his acceptance speech so short. Plus, he's got thoughts on other big wins. And finally, a moment of reflection as Jamie Lee Curtis gets emotional talking about the passing of Charlie Kirk, despite their significant political differences. It's a deeply human moment you need to see. Stick around, you don't want to miss this. Hit that subscribe and bell icon so you never miss an update. Nick Cannon's big reveal: trauma and 12 kids. Nick Cannon is opening up about the surprising reasons behind his large family. In a candid interview, the entertainer confessed that his journey to becoming a father of 12 might stem from a place of past trauma and a desire to live life and have fun. He admitted to being careless and frivolous in his approach, driven by his financial stability and access, rather than a deliberate plan to have so many children. Cannon revealed that as he approaches 45, he realizes he should have focused more on inner work and healing, particularly after his divorce from Mariah Carey. He stated that while all his children were made out of love and born during strong relationships, he now understands that his decisions were a response to trauma, a way to seek answers externally instead of addressing issues from their origin. He emphasized that he is learning now and regrets not doing the necessary healing work earlier, which he believes would have led to different choices. Despite feeling like a complete failure after his divorce from Mariah Carey, he stands by the decision, calling it the right decision. This revelation comes after he previously told people that he was taking a hold on having more children, but wasn't entirely closed off to the idea in the future. Audience impact. Fans are reacting to Cannon's openness, with many commending his honesty, while others question his parenting approach. Social media is buzzing with discussions about trauma responses and modern fatherhood. Stay tuned as we dive into the powerful and defiant world of Pussy Riot. You won't believe the sentences they're facing next. Pussy Riot members sentenced to prison in absentia. 5 members of the iconic protest group Pussy Riot have been handed significant prison sentences in absentia for their anti-war performances. Maria Alyakina, Diana Burkott, Tasso Pletner, Olga Borisova, and Elena Petrova received sentences ranging from 8 to 13 years from Moscow's Basmany District Court. These charges stem from a December 2022 music video, "Mama, Don't Watch TV," which authorities deemed to spread false information about the Russian military, and a provocative performance in Munich in April 2024, where a member urinated on a portrait of Vladimir Putin. The Pussy Riot members, through their legal representatives, have vehemently rejected the charges, labeling the trial and sentences as politically motivated. Diana Burkott, the music author of Mama, Don't Watch TV, stated, "My anti-war stance is clear." She affirmed her belief that Ukraine must win and Putin must face trial in The Hague, condemning the Russian government as a textbook example of patriarchy and a toxic manipulator. Burkott urged global citizens to use their voice and practice activism daily to resist the crisis of democracy. While she acknowledged the Russian government lacks access to her physical body, she defiantly stated, "Even if I were in Russia, I would say the same thing: go fuck yourself." Audience impact. This sentencing has sparked international outrage and solidarity with Pussy Riot, with activists worldwide condemning the Russian government's actions and amplifying the group's message. From the front lines of protest to the glitz of the Emmys, we're revealing the real reason John Oliver kept his acceptance speech incredibly short. John Oliver's Emmy gambit, costing Nate Bargatze money. John Oliver is hilariously revealing his true motivation for keeping his Emmy acceptance speech for Last Week Tonight to a mere 19 seconds. Appearing on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Oliver confessed that his primary goal was to spite Emmy's host Nate Bargatze, who had implemented a much-criticized bit where money was deducted from a donation to the Boys and Girls Club of America for every second a speech exceeded 45 seconds. My motivating factor was just to cost Nate Bargatze money personally, Oliver quipped to Kimmel. He added that while he's glad the money went to a good cause, he would have been equally amused if it had been set fire to. Oliver joked that his naturally fast speaking pace, honed from his show, put him in a good position to win this particular challenge. The conversation also touched on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, winning Outstanding Talk Series despite its recent cancellation. Oliver, who was backstage and stopped his own interview to watch the announcement, expressed his happiness for Colbert, but playfully admitted that a win for Kimmel's show would have been the funniest thing to happen. Audience impact. Viewers are loving Oliver's cheeky admission, praising his humor and his unique take on award show traditions. Many are discussing the controversial bit and its impact on the celebratory mood of the night. Get ready for an unexpected emotional moment as Jamie Lee Curtis shares her feelings about a political figure she strongly disagreed with. Jamie Lee Curtis's emotional reflection on Charlie Kirk. Jamie Lee Curtis became visibly emotional on Marc Maron's WTF podcast while discussing the recent death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Curtis initially misidentified him as Charlie Crist but quickly corrected herself, explaining she associated him with Christ due to his deep faith. Despite admitting she disagreed with Kirk on almost every point, she expressed a profound hope that he felt connected to his faith at the moment of his death. Curtis found his political ideas abhorrent, but emphasized her belief that he was a father, husband, and man of faith. Her emotional response wasn't rooted in politics, but in the overwhelming nature of current events, citing the recent 9/11 commemorations and the disturbing footage of Kirk's assassination. She reflected on society's saturation with violent imagery, questioning its psychological effects and its potential contribution to a lack of humanity. Curtis drew a parallel to the assassination of John F. Kennedy, which occurred 5 years to the day she was born, linking herself to moments of profound violence. She concluded that while society may become inured and numb to such imagery, it still has a deep impact, potentially explaining the collective feeling of detachment. Audience impact. Curtis's raw vulnerability has resonated with many, sparking conversations about empathy, the impact of media saturation, and finding common ground despite political divides. That's all for today's headlines, but we've got a lightning round recap coming your way next. And that's a wrap on today's news. Nick Cannon opened up about his 12 kids and trauma, Pussy Riot members got hit with serious prison sentences, John Oliver revealed his hilarious Emmy speech strategy, and Jamie Lee Curtis shared an emotional moment about Charlie Kirk. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Clipzy for more, ring that notification bell, and drop a comment below telling us what you thought. You can also follow us on all our socials for even more exclusive content.